All right, so what we're going to do today is small groups. How many do we have? Are y'all going to participate? I don't know. This is signing. This is hearing, talking, and signing. So y'all want to participate? I'm doing a count. That's all.
I don't think I'm up to it yet. I'll be happy to hit the space bar. They probably.
You're running it? Okay, great. So that gives us, what's that? I can't do the math. There's 6 people on that side, 3 on this side. So let's do 3 groups of 3. Yes.
I'm not very good. I'm just.
No, we're not. Nobody's coming to the front.
I say that.
Nobody's coming. Yeah, Holly goes 3. Me 3. No. Holly just started working with my company, and she has maybe her first 50 signs under her belt. But this is
That's being generous, probably.
so. Okay, what we're going to do is it's just a generic DVD. And Melissa, you might have a little bit of an advantage. The speaker is Glenn Colley. And
expressiveness is going to be fun.
The topic is killing of Jesus. And what we're going to do is you're going to get in your groups and you're just going to work together. All right? We'll stop it, talk a little bit, switch people, and I'll go around and just talk with you. And this is, you're in your groups, you're hearing it, and you're putting it out. All right? If it makes you feel better for everybody to be signing at the same time and looking at, I don't care how you do it. But I think it'd be good if you're in your groups and if you're in your groups and one person signs for a little while, 2-3 minutes like we're doing the other day, and then we can either stop at every block and discuss, or we can go for a while. Let's do that at first anyway. We'll stop every 2 minutes, and then we'll switch people. So you're only on for 2 minutes. And Bruce, if you'll join this group over here, because we don't need 2 Glenn Colley interpreters on the same group.
He has the full advantage.
I already know what he's going to say. You don't even have to run it.
Yeah. That's true.
Well, then we switch because I need practice.
If you can do Kim, you can do Kim.
So I'll put the shoes. Okay, so that's the plan. We're going to y'all figure your 3 and 3, however you want to split up over here, and then 4 of y'all in a group. We're going to run it for 2 minutes. Can you keep up with the time as well, and just
There's a time on the lower left-hand side.
Oh, okay.
right here?
Okay.
2 minutes. We'll do stop and we'll do a talk. Do we need to turn off the light? Will that help? I thought I had previewed this DVD earlier, but I haven't. Well, is that too dark? We can't see each other's signs. That's not going to work. Yeah. We can. And y'all decide in your group. But if you want to, thank you, Rebecca. I hadn't thought of that, but you're right. Y'all make notes. Y'all write down words that you don't know, things that looked really good. We're not going to get down in the weeds as to what's the whole intent behind this little phrase, and let's parse it. We're not getting deep. This is, let's try to get some time in, just hands up, putting thoughts together. Okay, so this is not wordsmithing. It's not deep study. If we were doing an all-day workshop, if I had prepared materials, it'd be different. But right now, this is our chance to just practice amongst each other. All right? Y'all coming up here? All right, cool. I don't. Are we recording, Bruce?
Yeah.
Okay, we are recording. Okay, well, the recording will be seeing this. Y'all are not on camera. Unless you, I mean, unless that hurts your feelings. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so again, be supportive of each other. What are we looking for? We're looking for do not feel that when you hear the first word, you got to go, hello, my name is. No. You can sit back and listen to, hello, good to see everyone this morning. And then sign. So if you can, work on giving yourself a little bit of time to actually hear and figure out what's going to be said and where they're going. Because when you're right up on them, then how many times have we been thrown off the wrong track because they didn't say what we wanted to, they should have said, they were going to say, whatever. So work on timeline. Work on, does this, whatever you put out, actually make sense? Don't just say words because you know the signs for them, but does this make sense? So y'all watch each other, help each other. 2 minutes. Who's first? Each group, you decide who's first up.
Right.
And it's better if you volunteer, but you know.
Bruce.
Your turn's coming, dear.
He gets 4 minutes.
Oh, okay. All right, so everybody's ready, know your person. Y'all just watch and I'll step back and let's go. It doesn't even matter what's on the screen, just listen.
This is a production of World Video Bible School.
No, not this.
To God be the glory.
Okay, tell me when you're ready.
Yeah. Let's do.
Yeah, it's coming. It's just got some.
Okay, so it's going to go.
It's going to come in.
Okay, we don't have to. Please.
Oh, I haven't started counting yet. No,
You guys think your seconds are ticking. No.
It was middle to late April, almost 2,000 years ago. He was about 33 years old. The almond trees had blossomed on every corner, and red poppies dotted empty spaces. You'd see an occasional shower. The weather's warm one day, chilly the next, trying to decide what season it is before summer comes to stay. Nights are cold. He was executed outside of Jerusalem about 33 AD. The charge was treason against the Romans, but conviction was difficult to accomplish. He was convicted on shady testimony, a judge whose sense of justice brought back and forth. Now to tell the story of the most significant day in all history, the execution of Jesus Christ. This is also a story about people, real people who lived there. I'm going to tell you especially about a dozen people who are forever part of this historical account. It's ironic that Jesus was a Jew, born to parents who were both Jews, yet it ultimately was the Jewish leaders who would have Jesus executed. They would do it because he claimed to be the long-expected Messiah, Savior, sent from God. I'm going to start with Lazarus. Lazarus was a close friend of Jesus. Lazarus lived with his two sisters outside of Jerusalem in a town called Bethany, about 2 miles from Jerusalem. Jesus and Lazarus were close friends. Martha, one of the sisters, sent word to Jesus that Lazarus was sick. Jesus waited a couple of days, told his followers, his closest friends, who were called his disciples or his apostles. He said, Lazarus is dying, and I need to go to him. But he waited 2 days. Now, it was a 2-day journey to get to Jerusalem, or to Bethany, rather, where he was. And so it was 4 days. There were 4 days before Jesus got there, knowing that Lazarus would be dead when he got there. He got there and said to Martha, I want you to roll back the stone over the mouth of the tomb and cover the grave. Martha said, you don't want to do that, Jesus, because he's...
2 minutes. Okay, y'all talk in your groups.
Longest 2 minutes of your life.
Not mine, hers.
My fingers crossed.
What was beautiful, what was good, what question, like, what was the sign for that, whatever thoughts you were having as you were watching. Yeah.
One thing I noticed, instead of saying the word because, she said she asked a question why.
It was also kind of funny because
I tend to say
everyone
because,
should
but I
have
like
that
how
happen
they're going
for
why
sure.
first and
And
answer the
it
question.
kind of
It's
became
making-
L.
I noticed everyone in the groups, Lazarus, fingerspell, and then you went L.
Yeah.
Is that your always name sign for Lazarus, or did you make it up that time? Always, you made it on the fly, you made it, just now you made it up, Billy uses L.
Oh, that's wonderful.
The devil was supposed to say, you fingerspell it first, and you give it a sign, and establish a sign.
And that's really, that's a technique. You fingerspell the name first, and like if Ryan had said Samaritan and then just did S. From here on out, in that lesson, in that context, Samaritan is S, or Lazarus is L. You can do that for that context. Now, just because you make up a sign doesn't mean the whole world knows it and understands it forevermore. Amen. It means we're getting through this lesson, and he's going to talk about Nebuchadnezzar a whole lot. And I ain't spelling Nebuchadnezzar.
What are you doing? I cannot spell that word. Hear it, but I don't know how to spell that name. You know, what do you do?
You say N-E-B.
Try. What?
No, but you still should spell it.
I think a lawbreaker, but treason specifically.
What's the sign for
Treason. That's come up. Anybody have an idea about treason?
I said it's against the government.
Against Rome.
Against the government, against Rome, break the law. There's not a one word sign that represents treason, and there's a lot of information in that one word. So it's more than he did something bad, So you can use awful, an adjective to describe, and then put, broke the law or against the government or whatever, but put your adjective of how awful it was. That's a tip. I mean, we're not doing the right way because everybody's going to do it differently. I'm trying to write down the things that are up to my mind as we're doing this. Okay, what else in your groups?
Betrayed. Is betrayed the United States? What's your sign? Betrayed. What's that the sign for? That's the
Okay.
That's reason.
Anything else come up in y'all's group?
They were talking about placement.
Hate goes straight over.
Good.
Spell it the first time, and then the next time she
She did like this. She put her
and then
eyes.
she's kind of like L-S, and then she's like, wow.
So it took you a while to go, okay, I'm
So you
not
did all of
spelling
it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't just like
Okay. And so yeah, so you finally figured out.
get lost.
Yeah, you
Put
can
a
be
place
very
where
right
somebody
there.
should be right there.
You'll mention something, and you'll go down a rabbit hole.
Set it up, and then
Then
that's
you'll
when
come
they
back
are.
up, and you go down another rabbit hole.
Okay.
After you've gone about halfway down the second rabbit hole, you're almost lost. You
Yeah.
just can't find
Very
it.
cool.
That's why one of the
Very
reasons they started
cool,
using
yes.
PowerPoint slides. It's just to keep people.
All right.
Okay, this is what
Time
we
to choose your next person. Choose your next person.
So, yeah, it's been.
Go ahead.
That's another next Brandon.
Ladies.
I'm sorry?
Go in a
Two.
circle.
Okay, guys.
Go ahead, stone away.
Okay, what's the side conversation? The question. The question is the sign. What is the sign for two? So what are our possibilities? Two, but I see N-E, body up, body down. I see both. Okay. Two, T-O-M-B. Two, which is more grave-like, yeah. Two,
Because that's.
right. We know it's inside a rock. We know it's in a cave area, a rock cave. So that is a very good way of saying that.
It's a visual of the stone going away too. Always lay the person right side up.
That's what I'm thinking. But it looked to me like somebody was doing that. And I was
Don't ever look at me.
No, I don't think that works.
I have just gotten a habit of putting the hand this way and sticking it in. That way it's always just like he's laying on his back.
Right.
And then if you want to move the stone,
Move the stone. Move the stone.
yeah, I just usually roll it,
Yeah. Roll a stone.
and you can close it up that way too.
See, yes, exactly. Stay with it.
If you can establish that's what you mean to begin with, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, yeah. And part of this too is just to kind of practice and do this in a no stress environment and go, oh, that's a good idea. I'll use that next time. Although I hadn't used it in the past, but I'll use it next time. You know, that's what we do. Okay, let's go. Everybody ready for next 2 minutes?
Oh, what's that?
Decomposition of the body. You don't want to do that in Jesus. Yes, I do. So
Can we make it louder?
That
It's
the
all the way
volume
up.
was an issue, guys. We're not working now.
It was important. It was important
Want me to go back?
that people knew
No,
that
we'll
Lazarus
just
was already
move it on.
dead.
But
And Jesus then prayed a brief prayer. Father, I know that you hear me always.
that's what we got, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Billy, quiet.
All right, we're gonna start over from 3 minutes, 22 seconds. So.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't rewind yesterday, so that's why.
No, I'm
I
just
said
gonna-
We can rewind.
We'll begin
Okay.
from now.
Okay. All right. Well, whatever you want to do. Then. You want to go back?
Do you want me to go back, or do you want me just to start from here?
It doesn't matter. We're new people anyway, so sure.
What you just missed was really, I don't think you want to open that. It's going to smell really bad. That's what you missed.
Okay. Thank you.
But because of those people who stand by, I'm saying it, that they may believe. And then he said a remarkable thing. He said, Lazarus, come forth. You see in that tomb, that corpse, that body, and it starts to move. And the legs are thrown over to the floor, and he gets up and he comes out, and he's alive again. It was a remarkable miracle, a dramatic experience of the power of Jesus Christ. Now, that's not all it was, though. There were some Jews there who were very close to the enemies of Jesus, the chief priests, the power structure that was with the Jews at that time. And these men run right back to those things. You've got to understand that a great miracle has been performed by this Jesus. I mean, people were there. People know about this. It's going to be big, and they were shaken. It wasn't that they didn't deny the miracle. They believed in Jesus, and they knew about the power of Jesus. It wasn't that they denied it. It was that, what do we do now? Because they reasoned that if we let this man go on, he's going to take away our place and our nation. Bear in mind that the Jews right now are under the oppressive thumb of the Romans. They bitterly resent the Romans, these foreigners on their native soil in Jerusalem. But they're there. And you look around the street corners and you see Roman soldiers around. And they don't want to shake things up. And they're afraid that if more and more people follow Jesus Christ, there are going to be problems besides that. But besides that, the Jewish leaders wanted to be the power structure among the Jews. And people were leaving them to follow Jesus. This notable miracle, raising of Lazarus from the dead, is going to reverberate. The high priest.
Okay. Talk.
I've seen miracles. I've never seen this.
I know.
That's interesting.
You did miracle? I always wonder.
Now I wonder.
Well, oh, you're doing the wonder with the
She likes the sun,
That's what we're doing,
I
guys.
see my background.
And when you're doing a sermon, it's like it makes it more clear for them.
What you're saying is she's more English.
Yeah.
More English than she is.
Okay.
And I've been working on her.
Oh, have a word.
Hey, Ralphie.
You can't use that for marvelous. You can use it for miracle.
It was hard for you to hear, huh? It was hard for you to hear. Yeah.
And so,
Can't do
Yeah,
that.
if we need to, we can do that.
so, when I
It doesn't matter.
The best thing I would tell you to do is
It's
get
hard
them
to help
together
it because I don't know what.
and talk to them and say,
Yeah.
well, this is the way we want to do the sermon. It's going to be best for everybody, not just you, you, and you. You can't add all this stuff.
So I'm trying to.
If I had known about speakers, but I didn't know she would.
Because I didn't grow up.
No, don't say that, because I
Now,
made
who was
notes.
on the
Good
podium?
use of classifiers. You were wool.
Was it louder on the podium?
If you were using classifiers, you were using ASL markers.
I
Absolutely.
Well, it depends on the,
Building, I don't know.
this is system.
Right.
It depends on
Which is what they talked about yesterday, using ASL in your English. Right.
Because we have the same thing at our church.
Sure.
We got basically hearing deaf because they speak. And then we got a little bird. So what we've done is we just talk out them, so hear what
Structure
they
is still,
conversation.
that still can be used.
And that's the best you can do.
Yes.
The words is,
What was the sentence?
I don't know. I just remember the structure. I guess the Roman Catholic, I was thinking.
So that worked out here.
Have you seen miracle? What is your sign of miracle?
Yeah, that's a good one because,
Yeah.
I've always done it away, but I've noticed that whether it be a
I
denominational
love having
sensitive type sign or not, that other people don't know that sign.
Come on, stay.
I've always done it this way, but there is a sign that I've seen. Miracle, it's kind of like magic. It has just miracles, okay? So again, sometimes you set up signs in your specific service. And since our services are put out onto the web, I try to spell words that I think I might be using a specific sign. RID's gonna tell us how to spell our signs. Yeah, right. Yeah. Nah. So what sign are they gonna use for baptism?
Right,
exactly.
Well, there you found
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, some things that I noticed. I'm seeing good use of space. I'm seeing y'all use your space, and I saw some good use of classifiers over here. Those legs walking, and I didn't write down all my notes. And pace. He's talking, and he's giving a lot of information. It is quite fine to pack it in, understand it, and put it out at your slower pace, because what I saw is even when you were citing slower than he was, you were still getting everything in there. It wasn't I'm just going to give you, okay. Interpreting is a dinner plate, all right? There's the meat, there's the potatoes, there's the little carrots, there's your drink, here's your piece of cake, double, 2 layers, okay? Interpreting is a dinner plate, and deaf people are dinner plates. I am making this up, guys. I've said this before, but I'm making this up, okay? Some people want it all. They want the meat, the potatoes, they want carrots, they want the butter on the roll, they want the everything. Give me everything, everything, everything. And some people are, meat please, meat and potatoes, give me the highlights. And So, or some interpreters are that way. They're like, I can give you the meat. I can't give you the icing on the chocolate cake just yet. You know, and some people really want that icing, but you know, I can't give you that today. I'm working on it. But today I'm giving you meat and potatoes. And, you know, everyone, the goal is to be better and to be able to put out that product. But we don't start with all this. We have to build to this. Does that help at all? Did that just kind of, or was that just kind of flaky and stupid? I don't know.
What was the sign for miracles?
Miracles. We just had that conversation. What sign did you use for miracles over here?
No, I use miracles.
Okay, so we have seen miracles, 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 and miracles. I've seen M that goes to that, and then some that's just more magic. Some sign miracles as magic. It's not magic. Different concept, but that sign is out there. Magic. So you talk to your folks, and you let them decide. You let them pick the sign. If it's something that you are gonna, you know, that's a word you're gonna use often. Tell me. There's nothing. I mean, that's the best way. Say, tell me how to sign this. Cool.
That, I like that better when the interpreters ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
How do you sign?
Right.
And they encourage that more, the more and more you do it.
It's their language. We don't need to make up signs to tell them signs for their language. Let them make up signs. Fine. Okay? But we don't make up the signs. I remember when I taught preschool, deaf preschool, 3-year-olds. I'm off on tangent, and I'll stop in a minute. But we were doing an activity with art supplies, and aluminum foil was one of the items we used. So I went around and polled teachers. Is there a sign for aluminum foil? Because I've always spelled it. And on the fly, those teachers, they came up with foil, and they came up with foil, and they came up with all these signs. I said, but you're just making them up right now. Right now, you're making up these signs. So in the art activity, I just went with foil. This is foil. These are feathers. These are da-da-da-da. And then this is foil. And they're 3-year-olds. And then at one point, little girl, she looks at me, she goes, because we're working on language, I love you. Now, look to everything like, foil. That's how I was ending when I spelled foil. So she wants, I want the foil. So she had even converted that. So when you make up signs, don't make up signs. I mean, we just said make up signs for Lazarus and Samaritans, but don't make up signs for other things. Okay? Have those conversations. All right, let's move on. Oh, reverberate. Reverberate throughout the world. It has more of a, you can use your body, use that physical, but yes, you want to show it going out. Very good. That was a big word, and everybody signed it. Okay, next. Yeah.
Should I give you room?
That's right. All right, ready?
Whenever y'all are ready.
Feast that year was a man named Caiaphas. Caiaphas reasoned this way. You're not thinking.
A man named
It's
Caiaphas.
appropriate that one man should die, and not that we should lose the whole nation. Now, wait a minute. Think about that. What that does is set the stage for the execution of Jesus. And you don't even have to really convict him of anything. The fact is that they now take on this logic of Caiaphas, that this is going to be the right thing to do for the nation. We will execute him to save the Jews. It was about time for the Jewish Passover. Now, this Passover annual feast was something begun 1,500 years ago by the Almighty God. It was a deliverance, and it involved animal sacrifice, the sacrifice of thousands of lambs without spot or without blemish. People would bring them. Normally, there would be 50,000 people in Jerusalem. During the Passover feast, that number swelled to 3 times that much. The bleating of the animals, the jostling of the crowds, the stench of blood, and the constant swilling of water made this ritual noisy and exhausting. You look at the priests wearing their white robes. This day, they were drenched in blood, the blood of the animal sacrifices. And Jesus wanted to eat the Passover with his closest associates, his friends called the apostles, the disciples. And so he sent a couple of them and said, I want you to go to Jerusalem, into town, and I want you to prepare the Passover. And the Son of Man is going to be delivered up to be crucified. And you get this sense that Jesus knows. I mean, it hasn't happened yet. He just knows what's going to happen. He knows the future, and it's going to include his crucifixion. He's going into Jerusalem, putting his head in the lion's mouth. And now let me introduce to you a man named Judas. One of Jesus' apostles, the closest associates, followers, and there are 12 of them, is named Judas.
That's it? That was fast.
Okay, tell me everything that needs to do that.
I really feel like you said that going to put his head in the lion's mouth. He said he's going to die out. Perfect. I like that.
I used to go on that camp and say, now let's sacrifice. And so they made me start bringing back that. They took me
You ever seen that?
This is the
Our dad, when they give up, surrender, so they always want sacrifice. They pick it up and drop it.
Pharisee. I don't know.
You
At
can say it.
sunset,
Yes,
at sunset, we put like pride with a P. So I don't know what you do.
Yeah. Right, because of the time.
We had a sign for Passover, but I don't know what everybody else does. That's just what they already did when they got
That's
here.
what we're doing. We're sharing.
Yeah.
That's what they told me.
Passover.
I was always thinking Passover or feast.
She would say
Good.
So I don't know if every kid's gonna do that.
It's
That's
gonna
what
be
we do in our
nice.
church.
That's Pharisee.
Everything I'll tell you.
Because maybe because of the robes that they wore, more the way it is. Yeah.
And then on
What are your signs for Pharisee?
wedding rings, everything else you take.
Pharisee.
Yours is to the side.
Because
Do you do pride on the side like that?
Yeah.
I did it Robert's Austin area.
No, pride can definitely be here. You're filling up yourself. No, can anything else? Maybe it's a self thing. With somebody else.
Passover, the
Talking
obscene
about
Passover.
yourself.
This is the one most of the deaf, in our area.
This is talking about other people. It
You
really
may
is.
ask your deaf.
It really is.
Yeah.
So say, I'm proud of me. You don't ever do that. I'm proud of
Our deaf
myself.
uses PowerPoint, so.
I'm proud of him. Yes.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the Pharisees were proud. And you know, Reed and I've had this conversation about priests and to the point where if it's just us and I'm not on camera, I'll say, priest. I know, not Catholic. We do that every time. We're using the sign, but we're not talking Catholic. I don't have a sign for priest. That's the one that you were
This
doing.
is what we do because of the ephod.
That's good. I want to keep that.
Okay, so we were trying to catch what you're saying over there.
Okay. Okay, so let's have it.
Just go straight.
Let me just say that I can hear you.
I can just tell you at some point.
Okay.
Maybe they were just being
Pharisee
lazy and
is
just
a P
making
going up, like
diamonds.
proud.
Should go out.
And we just had the conversation.
See, I don't even come in, I
When you're
just.
proud of yourself, pride is when you're proud of somebody else.
And that's
they're
your
proud,
priest.
it's a sign. And I never made that connection, so just say, so Pharisee goes up and sign for
Let's give up. Let's give up.
They-
Let's give up.
She was also
Surrender.
sacrificed.
She was doing like this.
I say to go from the heart.
And then,
Yes, he's not a priest.
just do priest without the P. I mean, if you said something, Sagittarius. I've never seen this. So you do that? Okay, that's fine. You do it, yeah.
That's
do
what
it.
our deputy, Pharisees, Sadducees.
Sadducees, okay.
I've
There you
seen
go.
priests in the ministry, I've seen priests in
That's more of the
Catholic
clergy,
priest.
the clergy.
Yeah.
And so it really does understand. I mean, they really have to understand it's the same word, but not the same.
I've also seen high priest, high priest with 2 P's.
I mean, okay.
Don't ever say that.
All right, they said, like they do Pharisee, they also do Sadducee. Okay, I did it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I was watching it.
Thanks, Eric.
Facial expressions, and try not to look like you're thinking. Okay?
Really hard.
Make it look like you're not thinking at all. You know, it's just flowing out of you. Big old liar. It's your turn, right? And facial expression. Keep using your facial expression. And when you miss, just stop, breathe, take a breath, figure out what's next, and keep on going. Okay? Next, round up. And don't worry about every single word. Get the concept. If you sit there for a few seconds and just listen to the whole sentence and understand the concept, do not be telling me time is up. No way. I thought Bruce just wanted to get out of it. Bruce didn't do it. No.
He's the only one that.
He's in the group of 4. So he waited to be the last one.
I didn't hear a bell.
Yeah, there are no bells. But I have to interpret in the auditorium at 10. So I need to go get mine. Okay. I hope this was beneficial to you. See, everybody just had their hands up for 2 minutes. That's not so bad, right? It wasn't bad. This afternoon, we're going to do this with voicing. We'll do it in our small groups again. And, you know, if nobody comes this afternoon, I get it. Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock.